Imagine walking through a forest where every sound carries meaning. A rustle in the trees might be a warning. A chirp could be reassurance. A low rumble beneath your feet might be a message sent miles away. We think we know how animals communicate: barks, meows, songs, and calls. But what if those sounds are only a fraction of a much deeper conversation? What if animals have languages, real structured systems, that we've only just begun to understand? For centuries, people believed animal communication was instinctual. Simple signals, automatic reactions, nothing more. But the truth is far more fascinating. From honeybees to whales, creatures around us are exchanging complex information every second. They warn, deceive, flirt, comfort, and even teach. And as science advances, we're discovering that their world of communication is astonishingly sophisticated. This is the story of how animals talk, and how humans are finally starting to listen. It starts with a myth that animal communication is purely instinct, that each sound is hardwired, born from survival, not thought. But step into the African savanna, and you'll hear something remarkable: the call of the vervet monkey. These small primates have 3 distinct alarm calls: one for snakes, one for leopards, and one for eagles. When a leopard call rings out, the troop rushes up trees. When an eagle call sounds, they dive for cover in the grass. The difference isn't random, it's referential. Each sound refers to something specific, just like words. That's language in its simplest form, sound attached to meaning. The monkeys aren't just panicking, they're naming threats. This discovery, made in the 1980s, changed everything we thought we knew about animal voices. Because if one species can label danger, what else might they be saying? The natural world is alive with signals. Take the honeybee. When a forager returns from a successful trip, it performs a waggle dance. The angle of the dance shows the direction of food relative to the sun, and the duration reveals the distance. It's a geometric code, a map drawn in motion. Every bee in the hive can read it instantly. To us, it looks like instinct. To them, it's conversation. Elephants, too, share information across vast distances using low-frequency rumbles. These sounds travel through the ground for miles, felt through the sensitive pads of their feet. When danger looms, an elephant miles away can sense the vibration and prepare. Some call this seismic talk. Whales sing for hours beneath the ocean's surface. Their songs shift subtly from year to year, like evolving dialects. Scientists believe these changes spread across populations like cultural trends. The humpbacks are, quite literally, remixing their songs. Birds, however, use syntax, the order of their notes, to change meaning. Prairie dogs have specific words for humans wearing different colors of clothing. And dolphins, they call each other by name. Each dolphin has a unique signature whistle, a kind of identity tag used for life. When separated, they call to their companions using those exact tones. It's not imitation, it's recognition. That's not instinct. That's memory, individuality, and social intelligence. But not all communication is heard. Some is seen, some is felt, and some is invisible to us entirely. Insects like ants and bees use pheromones or chemical trails to share instructions. A single drop can guide thousands toward food or trigger a defensive swarm. Moths can detect a potential mate's scent from miles away. For them, smell is language. In the oceans, cuttlefish flash colors and patterns across their skin like instant messages. Each pulse signals emotion, intent, or warning. In a sense, they wear their language. Primates use touch, a grooming gesture that means far more than hygiene. Grooming builds alliances. It restores trust. It says, "You are part of my circle." Wolves nuzzle and lick subordinates to reinforce pack bonds. Orcas use coordinated body language to hunt in synchrony, sometimes across entire pods. The world's first communication system was likely nonverbal: gestures, glances, and contact, and it's still all around us, thriving in ways that defy sound entirely. For a long time, scientists argued that animals don't think about what they say, that communication was reaction, not reflection. But nature keeps proving otherwise. Ravens have been seen hiding food while pretending not to, especially if they know another bird is watching. That's tactical deception, a sign of planning and perspective. They understand what others might know, and they act accordingly. Dolphins cooperate in silent synchrony, taking turns creating bubble nets to trap fish. Each knows exactly when to move without a sound being made. Chimpanzees combine gestures and expressions to negotiate alliances. Bonobos comfort distressed individuals, not just instinctively, but with empathy. They even make soft, reassuring sounds, similar to human tones of consolation. In the rainforests of Sumatra, orangutans use kiss squeaks, made through leaves to alter their apparent size to predators. They've learned that changing the tool changes the message. That's invention. That's thought. These aren't simple reactions. They're calculated choices. And perhaps the most startling sign of intelligence comes from deception itself. The drongo bird of Africa mimics other species' alarm calls. When it does, animals drop their food and flee. The drongo swoops in and steals the leftovers. It knows what sound will cause panic. It lies. And to lie, you must understand truth. Today, scientists are on the verge of decoding these hidden languages. Using artificial intelligence, they analyze thousands of hours of animal vocalizations. Algorithms can already identify distinct dolphin words. Some programs can classify elephant rumbles by emotional tone: alarm, greeting, or mourning. Researchers at the Earth Species Project are building vast databases to translate animal signals the way we decode human speech. Imagine a future where technology allows us to truly understand what an animal is saying, not just in broad strokes, but in context. A whale calling across the ocean might be saying, "Follow the current, the food is here." A parrot might warn, "Danger in the trees." Even a dog's bark could carry distinct emotional nuance: joy, frustration, anxiety, affection. The more we learn, the more it feels like we've been surrounded by voices all along. We just never knew how to listen. This isn't just about decoding animal chatter. It's about redefining intelligence itself. If animals use learned, flexible systems to share meaning, then language is not ours alone. It's a spectrum, one that stretches across species, woven into evolution itself. Every bee's dance, every whale's song, every elephant's rumble contributes to a vast, interconnected network of communication. Humanity is part of that web, not above it. Understanding that could transform how we see conservation. If a whale's song carries meaning, then silencing the oceans with noise pollution isn't just inconvenient, it's cruelty. If elephants share emotional rumbles about lost companions, then poaching isn't just killing, it's breaking hearts. Each discovery brings ethical questions. Are we ready to acknowledge that animals have emotional depth, social codes, and voices of their own? Are we prepared to listen to what they've been saying all along? Because once we translate their world, we can't pretend ignorance anymore. We'll have to respond. And that changes everything. The forest hums with information. The ocean vibrates with messages. Even the night sky is alive with calls. Bats clicking, frogs chorusing, owls whispering their presence. Every moment, communication flows around us in invisible threads. Each sound, scent, and gesture carries purpose. To the creatures who make them, it's as natural as breathing. To us, it's an untapped universe of understanding. The idea that animals might have true languages isn't fantasy. It's frontier science. A century from now, we might look back and see this era as the moment we started to listen. Not just to decode, but to connect. To realize that intelligence wears many faces, and that speech doesn't always need words. Somewhere in the wild tonight, a dolphin calls across the sea. A bee dances beneath the sun. An elephant feels a vibration through the ground, a message from a friend miles away. And as humans, we're finally beginning to understand what those messages mean. We're learning that the world has been speaking all along. It's been whispering stories of cooperation, warning, and love. And maybe the real challenge isn't decoding them. It's learning how to listen. Thank you for watching, because knowledge doesn't stop at 60 seconds. It expands, evolves, and hums beneath the surface of life itself. The voices of the wild are waiting. We just have to open our ears and try to hear them.
Thanks for watching. This is 60-second knowledge now extended, because curiosity doesn't stop at 60 seconds. Subscribe on YouTube and follow us on TikTok.